Coach, looks like you have a real competitive DB room with a lot of the portal guys that came in, JC guys that came in. Can you talk about how the equation has changed with how you're going to determine who gets the playing time with a lot of new talent there?
I think the biggest thing is just the standard of the room, right? We've had some previous groups, over the past few years that continue to play at a high level. So the older guys pushing the standard, so when the new guys come in, they know what the expectation is. And so when it comes down, man, we give everybody reps. We try to mix up the groups to allow to see who can manage the load. But overall, man, it's about continuing to push each other and get better as a group.
Coach was talking about last year, in order to be aggressive and pressuring the quarterback and getting into the backfield, that they needed to see more man coverage, and didn't feel like necessarily that was the strong suit last year, but it looks like you might be in a position to play a lot of man this year. Is that a fair
Yeah, absolutely.
statement?
I think we just have the depth, right? The greatest thing about offense, right, they run a fade and then they sub somebody else in and run another fade. Right, with DBs, a lot of back-to-back. So having the depth of guys that can play multiple positions and continue to move around, we want to stay more aggressive. And then just overall, our mentality, right? Front got to help the coverage got to help the front. We got to be close enough so quarterback holds it a little longer for those guys to do what they do.
It seems to be. Go ahead.
What kind of growth have you seen from Noel and Marcus? They're two guys that are out there on the corners in the spring a lot. What have you seen from them since the spring?
I think the biggest thing, guys have played a lot of ball, right? So we talk about all the time playing above the neck. So taking that next level of idea and formations, pre-snap communications, not just to each other as a secondary, but talking to the inside backers as well and the outside backers that drop in the coverage. So that's the biggest thing for them guys, man. IDing things, playing a little faster, and get a jump on some plays.
Seems to be a lot of position versatility with a lot of these guys. How do you determine whether a guy is better suited for safety, slot, corner, out of a group where guys could play multiple positions?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just our fundamentals we focus on, right? Our movement skills, our change of direction stuff, as well as the process of information, right? We do a good job of meeting together, right? The whole back end to really talk through the information so you can kind of see how a guy processes it. And then when we get out here, that's the best thing about practice, man, trial and error. Give some guys some reps, see how they're picking it up, or is it they're not comfortable in one spot versus the other.
A lot of new guys were in the spring, and now you've got Wagner and Yates coming in too.
Yeah.
How fast are they picking things up?
They're doing good, man. Those are high-level football players, man. They played early in their careers and even coming out of high school. Guys that we recruited out of high school, so they're very familiar with us as people and know what our expectation is. So they're finding their way. And again, man, it's a testament to the older guys. Like, don't matter who you are, you come in, we learn each other, we get familiar with each other, and we push each other to be our best.
Who's the fastest guy in the secondary?
I'm not going to get in that debate, but there's a couple guys that's definitely jockeying for it, man. I think Marcus Harris is really pushing the needle, man. Noel has put up some good times, man, stretching. Lou Hearns, Isaiah Crosby, man, Craig, everybody's pushing to try to claim that title. So I try to let them battle it out. I tell them, whoever get the first pick six, that's who's the fastest.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.